everyone, I get to come to you today to share such a cool collection. Today I am sharing the Halloween collection from Death Valley Nails. This is my first time sharing them on my channel. I'm a big time fan of Death Valley Nails. If you haven't checked them out, I will link their shop below. But I was sent their Halloween collection and I get to, I get to swatch it and everything. And I'm such a big fan of Death Valley Nails in general. If you haven't checked them out, they're based out of Austin, Texas, and they're one of they're such an innovative brand and they make some really cool stuff. So they have a dust to dust collection, which is made from things that you'll find in nature. It's a very cool brand. They have some very cool bottles. I'm a huge fan, so this is an absolute delight to be able to swatch and share this collection with you. So the Halloween collection is available now on the Death Valley Nails website. Here's doing the least. I'm going to be a little brief with this video because we are prepping for a hurricane. I'm on the east coast of Florida, South Florida, so we're not getting direct hit or anything like that. We don't need to evacuate. We just might be, losing power, getting some flooding, but we'll be fine. But I did want to get this video out to everyone to, see all the shiny, see all the pretties, but I'm gonna just get to the swatches. I'll chit chat through them and then I'll be back.
So let's talk for a quick second about this cap. How freaking cool is this thing? They're bronze caps and they come with every order. They're magnetic so they can pop right off the polish. You'll see that I don't actually paint with them on because it's a little hard to maneuver, but they're beautiful and you can also request them not add the cap. But let's get right into the polishes because why not? So this is Nevermore, and upon first glance, I was like, oh, well, I definitely have green hollows. I love holographic polish, so much. Um, and Nevermore was just so good. It was so good. It was such a good surprise as well. And it is described as a green to gold aurora holographic with silver micro hollow glitter. So it sounds kind of basic, but on the nails, not basic at all. Um, what I really, really liked about this is that you'll see in the natural light because I took a lot of video of it. It it's not just green, it has those really nice gold shifts to it in general. Overall though, the formula for this is really nice. Death Valley has a nice formula, a little thick, but not bad in any way. In fact, good. It doesn't make their polishes overly sheer. But this might be a 3-coater if you have longer nails. But if you have short nails, you could definitely get away with 2 for sure. But you can see how this kind of shifts from that true beautiful green color to a more gold natural light, which I really, really liked. So you can see in direct light, the hollow really pops and you get a lot of the gold. And as you're walking around, you get to see a lot more of that really just beautiful green color. It's a really good one. It's a really nice flattering color as well. And then we go to probably my favorite polish of the bunch and maybe my favorite thermal that I have ever put on. And this is Bated Breath and it is just, I love it. I love it so much. I was really warm when I filmed these swatches, so you're going to see this polish change almost immediately. But it does actually get to this nice wine, it's described as a wine color, um, when it is cold. So it's this kind of deep wine color when cold, and it is, when you're warm, it's kind of pinkish, and then it's almost sheer pretty much when you're hot. So you can see it's shifting pretty sheer on me, and it also has in it a duochrome lime, golden lime shimmer, and it's so beautiful. So if you've also never used a thermal before, thermals kind of have a shelf life, so they should be kept in a cool, dark environment, but they might die in their hot or cold state, so make sure you like both colors. I'm obsessed with both of these colors. You can see the tip of my nail is changing on this, and it builds really nicely. I did only film the 2 coats, but you might want 3 if you have really long nails. This is 3, and you can see how deep that warm color is. You can also see my hands just doing kind of the least. But this is the cold color, or sorry, this is the warm color. That deep wine color is the cold color, and the like sheer white is essentially the cold. But it is one of my favorite thermals that I've put on. And then this is Lana del Wraith, which just is probably one of the best named polishes that I've ever worn. I like literally out loud squeed when I saw the name just because it's so good. It's so clever. Um, and I love it so much. And this is a matte polish, so it dries down matte, which you'll see on my other coats. And it is like a jelly black when it's cold to a sheer when it's hot. So, like I said, I was pretty warm. My skin, my hands don't hold temperatures super well, as you might know. So, I'm sometimes too hot, sometimes too cold. But anyway, this thermal has like an iridescent gold shimmer throughout it as well as micro gray flecks and purple metallic shards. So it is a little textured. If you go for 3 coats, you might want a glitter grabber. That's totally up to you. I think this would look killer on like over like a black jelly itself because it is a black jelly when cold to sheer when hot. So this one's very sheer. Um, when like it's pretty much clear when you're warm versus bated breath, which has a little more of a white tint to it when you're warm. I don't find that one to be like all the way sheer, whereas this one I do. So you can see even my hands changed in it's hot out just while moving around. But I really wanted to show this off in the sun because that gold shimmer really pops. But you can see kind of a transition shot here to how sheer it is when warm. I think this, like I said, looks so freaking cool, just over like a jelly base of some sort. I also like it on its own. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of the purple metallic shards in there as well. And it's like the perfect moody polish with the perfect name. And the gold shimmer on it is super gorgeous in person. You can really tell. And also, it's very reactive, as you can see. Then we have Hag, which is one of my favorite names. And this is for all you Pruggly lovers, which, like, I don't necessarily. Is this Pruggly? I don't know. Is there such thing as Pruggly? I don't know. This might be in that category just because it's like this really funky, like green color. But I think it's beautiful. It's just really, really pretty, and it goes on beautifully as well. It does need a glitter grabber because there's some gold reflective glitter in there that makes this even more magical. But Hag is described as like a green base. So you can see it's like a real, like a mossy, yellowy green base, and it has a red to gold multichrome like shimmer. The red shimmer on this is very, very strong, which I love. I love red shimmer, but it applies beautifully and it builds really nicely as well. You're gonna see a little bit of visible nail line, but it's not to me like I don't really necessarily think it needs 3 coats. In general, though I did film 3 just to see if it would deepen the color a little bit. You can see a little bit of visible nail line, but to me, not too bad. And that 3rd coat does deepen the color, but I'm a huge fan of the red shimmer on this, and it does have that gold reflective, so I would definitely use a glitter grabber over the top of this to smooth it out. If you've never used a glitter grabber before, a couple of brands make them. If you have textured polishes like this that have like reflective glitter in them or certain kinds of flakies, the glitter grabber just goes right. You do your polish, then you do a layer of glitter grabber, and then you do a layer of top coat, and just kind of smooths everything out. So I took about 1,000 videos of this because look at this in the sun. Can you even? It is. I'm not always the biggest fan of like yellowish green polishes, but this is like a super flattering one. I really like the color of the green, and it's just It's real funky and sparkly and absolutely beautiful. I'm a big fan of Hag for sure, and the name is excellent because, you know, Death Valley always does good names. And then we have Eye of Newt, which is an orange with a red base, so it is a very red orange color. And it has red, green, gold chrome microflakies in it, which you can really see in the bottle for sure. And you can see when you apply this, the orange base, it's definitely like a red orange. It's a good one. It's like a good carroty orange color without being too yellow, but it's very, very vibrant as well, which I really liked. And I also really enjoyed the microflakes in it as well. And this one also builds beautifully. I think you could probably get away with 2 coats on this one easily if you do more blurring base or just like literally a regular base coat. But I did go for 3 on this. You can see my nail line a little bit, but you know my nail line's aggressive. I went for 3 just to see if it would make like a huge difference. And I mean, sure, it did. Much less nail line, as you can see. And it really brings the red out more as well. So it definitely gets to that like red, red orange color. And you can see the beautiful micro flakies in there. Um, it's just, it's a great color. What can I say? And then here you go. The gold really pops out in the natural lighting. So my light for swatching is like sunlight simulation. However, you don't get all the nuance that you get when you just throw it on natural light. So here's a cool one. This is casting aspersions and it's magnetic. And these are kind of funky because at least they film funky. I don't think they're necessarily like actually funky polishes. Multi-chromes always film kind of funky unless you're using specific lighting because they just kind of you lose the multi-chrome because sometimes that only pops in lower lighting. Anyway, casting aspersions is described as a black with a purple glitter base, as you saw when I touched the magnet to it. And it has a multi-chrome magnetic copper to pink to green like microflakes. So you can see that it is full of all those microflakes and it's a little bit thin, which you don't want too thick. It's kind of in between thin and thick for polished because of the flakies and everything as well that are in there. So also it depends on the strength of your magnet, but I'm a sucker for multi-chrome magnetics in a very, very big way. I'm a big fan. So I just went in. This is the second coat, and like I said, my light kind of eats the depth and the shiftiness of magnetics. So, I figured here I would definitely show you how this applies. You can see it unmagnetized, then you can see it magnetized, and you can get a good feel for it and the application and the formula. But then here is really where it shines, and it's like jewels on your nails. So here you can really see that big green shift on there, and it's gorgeous. The copper on it is very pretty too, but I really enjoyed wearing it. This is the second day of wear, so my lines are not as crisp. I probably should have used a stronger magnet to be honest, but we still had some really nice, magnetization on there so you could see the shift. And then last but certainly not least, because I am absolutely a red lover, this is a drop of crimson and it's just like a classic shimmery crimson red polish. Um, this is a 2 coater. It doesn't need 3. Um, and you can just see right on there the shimmer, the crimsony red. It's definitely in like the burgundy vein. It's not a super warm red. It's not like a reddy orange or orangey red, I guess, color. It's crimson and I wish there were more reds like this, honestly, because I'm just such a big fan of like those deeper reds for sure. And it's so nice and shimmery. I'm a really, really big fan of this color, and I'm a really big fan of reds in general. It's just classic, and I love that I got to swatch it. And I love that's part of my collection because it's a beauty. I had to wear my special ring. And of course, I didn't have sun this day, but this did match my dress perfectly. So I'm really stoked that I wore it. This is only 2 coats over my natural nails, and it builds really, really well. And this is all of Death Valley's gorgeous Halloween collection.
I'm back. And what do you think? Do you have a favorite? I kind of have a favorite. I don't really have a favorite, I guess. But this was such a cool collection because I was like, oh, I have shimmers, I have these, and then you put them on and it's like, they're just so cool. I mean, and the bottles themselves are like works of art. I love the names. Death Valley Nails does some of the best names, but I had just such a great time swatching these. Death Valley Nails is super great, and I'm really grateful that they sent me this collection to swatch. It was a joy because I'm such a big fan, and I'm happy to share them with you. So let me know. I have pictures of all of these. I'll have them up on my Instagram, but feel free to slide into my DMs or leave me a comment or anything if you have any questions about the brand as a whole or about anything that I put on. So see you later. I hope you're having a good day, and if you're in Florida, stay dry. It's raining. It's raining already, and hopefully someday soon I won't be coming to you from my car.